you have to start working on yourself, because yourself is not outside of you, it is inside of you. And you don't know which dimension you have come from. You don't know where you have come from, but you have come alone. So when you don't trust yourself that you cannot do certain things, that you cannot handle certain things, then you go through fear. From a light world, you're coming to the physical world. How much planning the soul would have taken? Now you realize unless you forgive yourself, you cannot forgive others truly. Just because you don't understand certain things, don't reject it. So from the human self, from the mind self, you don't know why certain things are happening. But when you elevate yourself to the soul level, you understand many, many things. So the very word liberation, what does that mean exactly? So this is something you have to understand deep down. What exactly you want to be liberated? Liberation from all kinds of fears, liberation from all kinds of judgments. Write down, liberation is what exactly you want to be liberated. You have to be very clear. If you are not clear for what you are asking, then you cannot go to the next step. First you have to be very clear. So the first stage in the enlightenment journey is identify what is your strength, what is your weakness. Where, see, if you take a map, everybody use the map, right, on the Android or Apple. So you want to go to a particular location. Everybody says, I want liberation, I want liberation, I want enlightenment, I like peace, I want love. You have to know in the map when you're putting in a GPS location, for example, okay, I want to go to Delhi. The map says, no problem, but tell where are you now? What is your current location? Without current location, the map cannot guide you in the destination. Yes or no? You need to know your current location, where you are now. What exactly is the situation? What do you really want? You have to be very clear. What is your strength? What is your weakness? And what do you want? So that's why I made this exercise to speak out clearly. What do you want? You have to be very clear. What do you want? You want liberation. Liberation from what? Right? So liberation from all kinds of judgments, liberation from all kinds of fears, liberation from all kinds of self-limiting belief systems, right? Self-limiting patterns, belief systems, and most importantly, needless suffering. Liberation from needless suffering. In the first stage of enlightenment, this is what you are very clear about. Now, in the second stage, where you are self-motivated. So, if you want to get into, if you want to graduate yourself into the second stage, so it's the self-discipline, which is very, very important. And then you have to start working on yourself. So, there are amazing tools which you can use to work on yourself. And I'm not going to sell those tools. It is not that I have a product, I have a package. Okay, if you buy, you will get enlightened. No, it's not like that. You have to start working on yourself, because yourself is not outside of you, it is inside of you. So you have to use the tools which takes you inside. Now, in the second stage, the self-discipline is first. The second important point is self-reflection. Reflection. Self-reflection. How do you do self-reflection? It's not like you sit and think, okay, what's problem with me? What do I know? No, that's not the way self-reflection works. You'll get confused because you're stuck in the mind level. If you sit at home and think, what should I do? What should not I do? Then you are in the mind space. But reflection is towards the self, not on the mind level. So it goes on a deeper level. So all our reflections, self-reflections, happens in our most calm, peaceful space. That means the more your mind is calm, the more you are peaceful, more naturally the possibility of self-reflection. Number one. So that's one way of self-reflection. For example, you go to the nature, you go for trekking, you go for mountain climbing, trekking, or you walk on the beach, or you sit on a rock, right? You are totally spending time in the nature, not thinking anything, but just being a witness to what is happening around you. So, the possibility of self reflection. You are actually reflecting yourself. So, taking time alone for yourself is one of the most powerful ways of self reflection. Taking time for yourself, spending time all alone by yourself. How many of you traveled alone? Traveled alone into the forest, into the jungle, where nobody is around you? You're all by yourself, right? It's a journey of aloneness. You all come alone? Yes, you come alone. and you go back alone. That is also for sure. You have come alone and you don't know which dimension you have come from. You don't know where you have come from, but you have come alone, trusting the life. You have come alone, trusting the life. So, in the second stage, the trust is a very, very important factor. So, write down. It is only through the trust you can able to process the things. See, the first stage is identification. In the second stage, it is the trust. And again, trust is on multiple levels. First is you have trust in yourself. Yes, I can do it. I can do it. You trust in yourself. That is the first level of trust. Now, there are moments in life where your trust in yourself is very low. That is when you have fear. You have fear. What is fear energy? What is the opposite of fear energy? The opposite of fear is trust. So when you don't trust yourself that you cannot do certain things, that you cannot handle certain things, then you go through fear, right? So the first level is trust in yourself. Now when the trust in yourself goes a little low, what you do? Then you trust life. That is the second level of trust. So you trust life. You know that whatever happens, happens for good. You trust life. It is a journey. Life is a journey. We all do mistakes. We learn from the mistakes. Life will teach you lessons, whether you like it or not. So trust life, because this is the life you have trusted and you have incarnated. You have stepped in. You have chosen your mother's womb. You have chosen your family. You have chosen your circumstances. You have planned everything. Everything happens according to the soul plan. You have precisely planned everything, right? When you get into deep meditative state, you will understand why you have chosen this particular challenges, why you have chosen this parents, why you are born only in this family and not some other family, why you have chosen a particular partner, why you have got this kind of children. So you understand everything happens for a reason because you have planned for it. Now you came to this program. How did you come? You have to do some planning. You have to enroll for it, you have to register for it, and you have to see what is the time and what is the mode of transport, what time I should leave the home, when I can reach. So much of planning happens. And what will you do after you come to this program? The program finishes at 5 o'clock. So, what will you do after 5? How will you go back? Is there any other plan you want to do? So, so much planning you do just for a one day event within the same city. How much planning you should do from coming from another dimension to this physical dimension. From a light world, you're coming to the physical world. How much planning the soul would have taken. So you trust life. That on the mind level, I may not understand certain things, but I trust life. I trust the whole process. There is no smoke without fire, correct? Yes or no? There is no smoke without fire. Similarly, life doesn't happen just like that without proper planning. Can you be here without plan? There is a crystal clear plan. So that's why you are here. The same way, you have not come to the planet Earth just by accident. It's not like you are wandering soul and suddenly you dropped on the planet Earth and you're stuck and you don't know what to do. It's not like that. There is a crystal clear plan. Crystal clear, not clear, crystal clear plan. That is called soul plan. From the time you choose your parents till the time you depart, every single major instances in your life, you plan meticulously. And along with that, you have a free will also. Life gives you free will. So, for example, you want to build a building, 5 bedroom house. So, what you do? We have an architect here, right? So, you go to an architect and say, okay, so this is my budget and this is the place, and I want you to design a 5 bedroom house. And then she will give you a blueprint. Is the house ready? Only the blueprint is ready. Then the execution takes place. And while the mason is building the house, and you go and see, actually, I don't need 5 bedrooms because the bedrooms are looking small. Can we join these 2 bedrooms together and make it a bigger room? I don't need five. 4 bedrooms are good enough. So can I make it a bigger room? Or you can say, I have planned 3 restrooms, toilets. I don't want three. Two is good enough. So you change. While execution also you change. So that is the free will. So you plan meticulously every single thing while you are on the soul level. But after you come here, you have a free will to follow the soul plan or to postpone it to some other lifetime, right? Or to handle it. You have a free will to go through the challenges. For example, you have a challenge which you have planned, and every challenge is there for you to learn some lesson. So, on the soul level, you have planned a particular challenge to learn some lesson. So you have a choice to go through the challenge willingly or in complaints? That is your choice. That is your free will. How you want to live your life is your free will, my dear friends. So the planning is there, crystal clear planning is there. How you want to execute is your free will. You want to do it in complaints or you want to do it willingly? You want to do the same work gracefully or you want to do the same work grumbling? Right? It's your choice. You have to get married to this person. That is a soul plan. What to do? Arrange marriage. Father said, marry, you're married. Okay, let us assume it's soul plan. But how you want to handle the marriage is your choice. Yes or no? Within the family, it is your choice how you want to live, how you want to live life. So it is very important to understand that trust in yourself and trust in the life is on the second level. And then the third level is trust in the divinity, trust in God. The first level trust fails, like say, I cannot trust myself. Then you trust at least life. And you cannot even trust life. Okay, I don't know why it is happening, all it is happening. I know it's getting too much, it's beyond my control. I cannot understand. Everything is smoky, everything is haze. I cannot see anything in my life. Then what you do? That is when you surrender. So when you surrender to your own divinity inside you. You surrender to the divine consciousness. So in that state of surrender, then the trust in the ultimate happens. So you would have noticed there are moments where you are in an emergency situation, there is nothing in your control, and you have totally surrendered, and suddenly the magic happens. Yes? So that is the trust in divine, trust in God, or trust in the ultimate consciousness. So trusting in yourself and trusting in life and trusting in divine. I'm just splitting it as three so that you can understand. But it is the same trust on different levels. Okay? It is like an onion, but going layers by layers, deeper by deeper. So the trusting in yourself and trusting in the process, trusting in life and the trusting in divine. Now, you trust in the divine, but you don't trust in yourself. What happens? You trust in divine, you don't trust yourself. What happens? Will it work? No. So it begins with yourself. So that's why there is a saying, God helps the people who help themselves. You have to do your homework first. First, you do your homework. Do your karma. Do your best. And then leave the rest. Without doing your best, you simply leave the rest. Nothing is going to happen. Anyway, it is ultimate consciousness. So I trust God. God is going to take care of everything. I will sit at home. Nothing is going to work. Okay. So in the second, now we are in the stage 2. The self-reflection is very important. And when you are in the self-reflection process, being alone with yourself is a wonderful way, it's a beautiful way to reflect yourself. Number one. Number two, the practice of silence, the practice of mauna. It is a wonderful way to reflect yourself. And number three, silence doesn't mean just not simply not speaking. Silence means you are not opening your mouth, but at the same time, you are conscious every single moment. So, this is where the mindfulness comes. So, the more you practice mindfulness, more naturally the self reflection happens. So, the practice of mauna involves the practice of mindfulness. Without mindfulness, your silence is incomplete. The practice of silence, along with mindfulness, is the complete silence practice. So, you being in silence is not about you not speaking. You are totally mindful. You are not speaking, at the same time, you are totally mindful. That is when a lot of reflection happens. Okay. So, can we repeat once again? Can we revise? So, what is the stage 1? Stage 1 is the identification. So, in identification, what does simply mean? You know your strengths, you know your weakness, and you accept yourself as you are in a non-judgmental way, and then you be clear what you want. You identify your strengths and weakness, and you be clear what you want in life. That is the third, very important, right? So that is the first stage. Now, when you are clear in the first stage, then naturally you graduate to the second stage. Now, the graduation is not something you have to do, it happens naturally. See, once the doctor identifies the problem, he knows what medicine to give. Now, if he cannot identify the problem, what? He doesn't know what medicine to give. But the moment he identifies the problem, naturally he knows what medicine to give. So, identification is the first step. And the moment you identify, this is what I want, just so clear, then you naturally graduate to the second step. What is like? You know what to do. In the second step, you clearly know there is no way out. No matter whatever social service I do, no matter whoever I empower, no matter how many people I heal, at the end of the day, there is nothing anybody can help me. There is nothing whatever I do can help me. I have to help myself, right? So all these while you've been looking out. Okay, if I do seva, I feel peaceful. Okay, let me do seva, right? I try to help others, I feel peaceful. Let me do that. But you have ignored yourself. So your focus was always helping others. Now you realize, help yourself first. Always you are compassionate to others first. Now you realize you have to be compassionate to yourself. Always you programmed your mind to forgive others. Now you realize unless you forgive yourself, you cannot forgive others truly. Unless you accept yourself, you cannot accept others truly. Unless you love yourself, you cannot love others truly. So now you realize it's not the other way, it's the way out of all the problems is the way in. The way out is way in. Okay. So that realization takes you into the path of self discipline. So you become a sincere and serious sadhak. Then you are serious into mindfulness practice, you are seriously meditating, you join the TTP courses, you join the workshops, wherever there is an opportunity for you to practice, to do sadhana, you want to do that. Because individually for yourself, it is very challenging to motivate yourself to meditate. So what you do? You join the group meditation so that you get motivated. So you do anything to get into the path of sadhana. So that is the second stage. In the second stage, a lot of self reflection happens. You realize a lot of things about yourself. You realize, oh, okay, this is where I'm wasting my time. Oh, this is my thought pattern. Oh, this is my deep down fears. So you realize a lot about yourself. Okay. Now, the more you work on yourself, the more the layers and layers comes out. Okay. You go through the whole scenario. It is like a processing. It's not so easy. Okay. There is a pull and push within, because that is when the processing is there. If you want the butter to float, what you do? Churn. A lot of churning happens. Without the churning, you cannot have the butter. So a lot of internal churning happens. So with that internal churning, slowly the butter floats out. So that is the actual enlightenment. Okay. Where you have come out of all the chaos. There is no more chaos inside you. You are being a witness. You are getting into that peaceful state, and you realize that everything is a maya, everything is a drama. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am pure consciousness. And whatever happens in the family, you are not disturbed. You are in your own witness consciousness. So you are able to get into a peaceful space, right? That is the actual enlightenment. Now, this is the second step. Now I know what you're thinking. I want that. This is where I want to go. Now, what is the third stage then? I thought that is Mukti Moksha, final lifetime. What is the third stage? I thought my syllabus is over on the planet Earth. Yes. The second stage, the self realization happens. The second stage is the self realization stage. Okay. The first stage is the identification, self identification. The second stage is the self realization. So, in the second stage, most of your suffering is needless. You will understand that most of the suffering is needless. You are in the let go mode. In the second stage, you are totally in the let go mode. And then in the third stage, you are entering into the God realization stage. So the God realization stage is living the truth. In the second stage, you realize the truth. In the third stage, you live the truth. You become a living example of truth. You are in totally in alignment with the truth. In the second stage, you are more focused on processing. In the second stage, you are focused on letting go of the things which are not in alignment with the divine. Your inner alignment, the divine alignment, you are letting go. Whatever is not in alignment, you are letting go. That is the second stage. Now, in the third stage, you are living the truth. And while you are living the truth, you are also being an inspiration for others. And not only an inspiration, what you know, you teach others. So you become a master teacher because you are enlightened, you are happy. Correct? In the second stage, you are enlightened, you are happy. There is no more suffering. In the second stage, your suffering is gone permanently. But there are others who are suffering. So, seeing the other's pain, you feel pained because you are all part of the same consciousness. So, seeing the other's pain, you feel pain. So, in the third stage, you take again human lifetime. Even though you are enlightened, you take again, because your journey is not completed. Again, you take lifetime to help others. While you are living the truth, you help others to live the truth. You inspire others. That is the third stage of enlightenment. So, the first stage is the enlightenment before enlightenment. The second stage is the actual enlightenment. The third stage is the enlightenment after enlightenment. Now, in which stage you are in? Only you should decide. Only you decide in which stage you are in. But whatever the stage you are in, you know what to do next, right? A smart person, what would he do? Okay, so this is the lesson I learned. I better integrate the lesson in this lifetime. Why should I take one more lifetime to live the truth? I will start living the truth now only. Correct? So we are in that golden age where you are simultaneously. So traditionally, before, it takes many lifetimes. In the first stage, it takes many lifetimes. In the second stage, it takes many lifetimes. In the third stage, it takes many lifetimes. In the Buddhist terms, what we call it as Arihant, Bodhisattva, and Buddha, it takes many lifetimes, right? But now we are in a golden time, like we call it as a golden age, where there is a lot of cosmic realignments happening, a lot of intergalactic things are happening. So now you can speeden up the journey. So now it's a golden opportunity where you can hasten up, you can speeden up your journey. You can learn the truth and you can live the truth and you can teach the truth simultaneously. It's like you are speeding up your journey. But the most important thing is you have to teach what you know or what you experience, and simultaneously, whatever you teach, you live that first. So both goes well. Okay. So we understood the overall framework. Now, in the overall framework, the most important aspect is to be authentic. The most important aspect. Now you write down the points. In the overall framework, what are the important points which is going to help you navigate this journey? So the first point is authenticity. If there is no purity in the heart, there is no way you can discover the kingdom of God. As simple as that. Authenticity means what you think, what you speak, and what you do is in alignment. In simple words, you are an honest person. Honesty is the best policy. You heard of it, right? Honesty is the best policy. Why? Even though you have made a mistake and you have accepted that you have made a mistake, your punishment is less in the court. Yes? Why? Because you have realized your mistake. So when you have realized your mistake, your punishment is reduced, sometimes forgiven. Most of the times it is forgiven. They will say, okay, you have accepted your mistake, forgiven, but you have to compensate. You have to settle the accounts. So do some social work, or settle the family, whoever suffered with you. So there is a account settlement process is always there. So this is how you learn the law of karma. So law of karma, I'll come to law of karma in detail later on. But law of karma generally has two aspects. The first aspect is learning lesson. The second aspect is account settlement. Karma is not a punishment. Karma is a way, is a tool to learn the lessons and also settle your accounts. So without learning lessons, you cannot settle the accounts. So first step is you have to learn the lesson, and second, settling of the accounts. So how do you learn the lesson? By increasing your awareness. The more and more you increase your awareness, the more and more naturally you don't repeat the same mistakes. So that is the first step. And how do you settle the accounts? You settle the accounts by good karmas, by doing more seva, by helping others. You settle the accounts. You do meditation for coming out of the karmic loop, but you do seva to settle the accounts of all your lifetimes. Okay. So one unit of bad karma and one unit of good karma. So in life, we all do good karmas and bad karmas, right? So one unit of good karma negates one unit of bad karma. One unit of good karma neutralizes one unit of bad karma, provided you have learned the lesson. Provided you have learned the lesson, then by doing more and more seva, the accounts get neutralized. I'll give you an example to understand this. You have built a school and you are giving free education to the children, and suddenly you are angry with one of your business partners. You have killed him. Now, you have built a school and you are giving free education. That is totally different. And you have killed another person. That is totally different. So, you have killed your partner with anger or with jealousy or with whatever. You cannot say, oh, I have killed, it's a bad karma, but I'm doing a lot of good karma. Will it balance? No. So, this karma has its own lesson. So you have killed the other person. So you have to learn the lesson not to kill anybody. So until you learn the lesson, you will take lifetimes. So that is a different lesson. And you doing philanthropic work is a karmic settlement for so many other lessons you have learned in the past. So both are different. So some people, they do charity. They say, I have done a lot of bad karma, knowingly, unknowingly. I want to give charity. Will my karma go off? Will it go off? You are going to temple and you are putting a lot of donation in the temple hundi. Will your karmas go off? Because I'm doing good things, right? So will I not get any benefit out of it? See, learning the lesson is the first step. You have to learn not to repeat the same mistake. But so many people would have suffered because of your action. Because you killed your business partner, for example, and they have their own family. You are angry with that person, and out of your anger, you killed. But what did the poor children, his own children, did? They were going to a nice school and they have to drop out of the school because the family doesn't have income. And the wife is suffering, the children is suffering, the whole generation is lost. They have lost all the opportunities. Again, there is no injustice for them because it is their karmic thing they have to face. But because of your action, the family, the other people are suffering. So you have to settle for that. So how do you settle for it? By doing good things to others. Because of you, somebody suffered. So because of you, somebody should be empowered. Because of you, somebody should get helped. So that is how you settle the accounts. Meditation helps in the liberation of the chain. Okay. So imagine the chain. You see a chain, like one chain linking to another chain. So that is how the karma is. So when you learn the lesson, you are out of the chain. The link is no more there. You are not going to repeat the same mistake. Once you learn the lesson, you are not going to repeat the same mistake. So you are out of the chain. The loop is no more there, right? If you don't learn the lesson, you will repeat the same mistake again and again. So you are stuck in the loop. You are stuck in, that's why they say you are stuck in the karmic loop, because you repeat the same mistake again and again and again because you have not learned it. So you are adding more karma because you are in the karmic loop. But the moment you practice meditation, mindfulness, and mauna and all those practice, you come out of the loop. You don't repeat the same mistakes. But when you do seva, the settlement happens. The account is closed. Until the accounts are closed, you have to take lifetime again and again. So that is how the karma is. Now coming back to our topic. In the framework, the most important point is to be authentic. The first point. In this journey, you have to underline, it is the most important point. Anytime you tell a lie, it can be a white lie, it can be a small lie. For example, somebody is waiting for you. There is a meeting or a function or a conference, or you asked your friend to come into a common place to meet at this particular time. You are running late by 5 minutes, right? So you call your friend and say, I'm stuck in the traffic. Actually, you have started late and you're telling, oh, there's a traffic jam, because you don't want to offend them. So you say, I'm in the traffic jam. Are you authentic? No, you are telling a lie. So every time you are telling a lie, your own lie becomes an obstacle to your own enlightenment journey. So when you lie, it doesn't hurt the other person. You are actually hurting yourself, right? So authenticity is very, very important. Write down the statement. If there is no purity in the heart, there is no way you can enter the kingdom of God. So this is what Jesus said in Bible. In his teachings, Jesus said, unless you become a childlike, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. How is a child? Have you ever seen a child? The child cannot manipulate. If you say, don't go to the neighbor's house and take chocolates from the auntie, what will the child do? The child will go and tell, my mom said not to take chocolates from you, so I will not take. The child is very authentic. Yes. So what it feels, what it speaks, and what it does is the one and the same. If the child is not happy, it will cry. And immediately you give a chocolate, immediately it will smile. Very spontaneous and very transparent and very authentic. Children cannot lie. They don't know how to lie. But the society will train them how to lie, right? Then the programming happens. The parents, the teachers, the school, the society, the programming happens. So unless you become a childlike, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. So that is the first step. Now the second point. So the first point is authenticity, purity in the heart, transparency, all are one and the same. Okay. The second step is sincerity. If you are not sincere, what is sincerity? What is the definition of sincerity? Being truthful to yourself. That means you want to learn music. You sincerely want to learn music. What does that mean? That means deep in your heart, you really want to learn music. You're not learning music because somebody else is saying. You wanted to learn because you deep down, you feel like doing it. You feel like learning it. So sincerity means deep down, you want to do it. It is not fake. It is not superficial. Deep down, you have that desire. You have a desire to get enlightened. Are you sincere? What does that mean? Do you really wanted it? Do you really want from the core of your being? That means you are sincere. So you have to be sincere in whatever you do. If you start a business, if you are not sincere, will your business prosper? If you are not sincere in your relationship, will your relationship blossom? If you are not sincere in your meditation journey, will you get enlightened? Sincerity is very, very important. You should never waste time in the things which you are not interested in. Rather, you should use your time and energy to the things which you are interested in. So you have to be sincere. Anything and everything you do, you have to be sincere. If you are not sincere, you are simply wasting your time and energy. When you waste your time and energy, do you know what it is called? When you waste your time and energy, you are called a stupid fellow. You are called a stupid fellow. When you utilize your time and energy wisely, you are called an intelligent fellow, a wise person. When you utilize your time and energy, you are called in the right way, you are called a wise person. When you waste your time and energy, you are called a stupid person. So, the more sincere you are, more naturally, your sincerity breeds seriousness. If there is no sincerity, you can never be serious. Seriousness means you are sincere every single day until you get what you want. Sincerely, you are putting in practice every single day until you get what you want. That means you are serious. He is seriously in love towards that girl. What does that mean? That means every single day he is sincerely loving her for the past 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So he's a serious love. It's not a fake love, it's a serious love. You wanted to do meditation, sincerely, you wanted to do meditation, but you are not putting in practice. So that means you are not serious in your journey. So, seriousness comes out of sincerity. If you are not 100% sincere, then you cannot be serious. So, you have to ask yourself. So, many people ask this question, Sir, I know meditation is good, I know the benefits of meditation, but I'm not able to do every single day. I know Mauna is good, but I'm not able to do Mauna. I know mindfulness is good, but I'm not able to do it. What is the answer? That means they are not sincere. So subconsciously, consciously they are sincere, but subconsciously there is self-sabotaging patterns. So subconsciously, they don't want to be happy in life. Subconsciously, they don't want to be liberated. If that person want to be really happy in life, come what may, they will not compromise. If you are a sincere person, you have no excuses whatsoever. You will be in do or die mode. You will be in do or die mode. Only a person who is in do or die mode will become successful. Whether you are in a business person, whether in your business life, materialistic life, or in your spiritual life, if you don't have sincerity, there is no way you can succeed. That is a simple formula. So, sincerity breeds seriousness, and seriousness gives way to enlightenment. So, sincerity plus seriousness is the success formula. So, the first point is purity in the heart. The second point is sincerity and seriousness. If your sincerity is not breeding seriousness naturally, that means there is something wrong with your sincerity. If you are really sincere, then naturally you will be serious. Sincerity breeds naturally into seriousness. And sincerity and seriousness leads to enlightenment. That is success. Okay. So this is the second step. The third step is never conclude anything. Be scientific. Be open-minded. Just because you don't understand certain things, don't reject it. Don't blindly accept anything. Don't blindly reject anything. Investigate. The third step is investigate. Never blindly accept anything. Never blindly reject anything. Investigate into the things. In other words, you should have scientific temper. The third point is scientific temper. So these are the qualities one needs to have in the process of enlightenment journey. The third point is scientific temper. Can anybody define scientific temper? Scientific temper? Have you heard of it? No, sir, in Mumbai we don't use that language. Is it so? What is scientific temper? Scientific temper means your ability to question, write down scientific temper point by point. So this is very important because these are the things you are going to implement in life. Scientific temper means your ability to question and your attitude to experiment. First, you have to have the ability to question. That is the very first step. The first step is your ability to question. The second step, your attitude to experiment. Unless you experiment, you are not going to blindly believe anything. You want to experiment. You are in a neutral space. You experiment. You will understand based on your own experiences. What will happen when you experiment? Imagine you are experimenting on something. What will you get? What is the outcome of experiment? You will have some experience. Every experiment leads to some kind of experience, either this way or that way, right? So every experiment leads you to a certain experience, and every experience enlightens you. So that is called Satori. The moment, that small moment of awakening. It's not full awakening, it's a Satori, it's a small awakening. Out of your own experience, you realize something. Your own experiment gave you certain experiences, and through that experiences, you understood something. So you are enlightened about that particular thing. You are no more in darkness because you have experimented. You know what is the outcome. So you are no more in darkness. So it gave you that small enlightenment. Suppose you don't know how water becomes water vapor. You don't know. So you heat the water. Somebody says you heat the water to 100 degrees, it becomes water vapor. So you have experimented and you heated the water to 100 degrees and the water becomes water vapor. You have experimented and you have got an experience, and with that experience, you got a certain understanding about that particular subject. Every experiment gives you an experience, and every experience enlightens you. And that enlightenment helps you to evolve on a soul level. And that evolution leads you to enjoyment on the soul level. So there are 5 E's. E, letter E, 5 E's. The first E is experiment. The second E is experience. The third E is enlightenment. And the fourth E is evolution. And the fifth E is enjoyment. So what is the ultimate of life? Ananda, enjoyment, Brahmananda. What will you do with enlightenment? You will enjoy life. Imagine you're all enlightened. What will you do? You will have the same husband, you will have the same wife, you will have the same job, you will have the same situation, but you will enjoy the family life. You will enjoy your work life. You will enjoy the corporate life. You will enjoy. Okay. So before you are going to work complaining, now you are an enlightened person, you go to work happy. Knowing that everything is a drama, you will enjoy the drama. Only when you know life is a drama, you will enjoy the drama, my dear friends. So the third aspect and the most important aspect is having scientific temper. So as part of the scientific temper, your ability to ask questions and your attitude to experiment. And number 3 is go with research, analysis, and go with solid data. Never conclude the things, go with data. You might have some experience, never conclude with that experience. Just because you have meditated, you have got certain experience and say, okay, I know everything about spirituality. No, always be open-minded. So that is a very important thing. Always be open-minded. There are many things which you don't know. Always be open-minded. Even though you are the greatest of the greatest enlightened, you still don't know many things. Shiva is a classic example. Shiva is a Adi Guru, is a great enlightened master. Everybody worships him as God. But what does he do in Kailasa? When you go to Kailasa, in your meditation, when you go and meet him, he is not interested to meet you. He is busy in his own meditation. He has so many more things to learn. He has so many more things to discover. It's an infinite journey. So the next point is, it's an infinite journey. Never become a fanatic. Even though you are a spiritual person, never become a fanatic. Be open-minded. This is law of infinity. So if the Earth school syllabus is finished, what next? College. If the college is finished, post-graduation. If that is finished, PhD. If that is finished, postdoc. If that is finished, one more postdoc. It's an infinity. There is no end for research. Yes or no? Is there an end for research? There is no end for research. So you become an eternal researcher. It's law of infinity. You become a co-creator. You become a co-creator, and then the journey continues. It's not like the earth lifetime is finished, that's it. I'll become one with the divine consciousness. This Atma will merge into the Paramatma, and that's it. No. Once the school finishes, college is there. College finishes, is postdoc. It's an eternal thing. So if it is an eternal thing, is there any goal in life? There is no goal. So the last point is, the destination is not important, the journey is important. Whatever the journey you are in, that is beautiful. You don't know how many lives you will be touching. It is a journey which is important. See, or let's say from Mumbai to Delhi, you can go by road, you can go by train, you can go by bicycle also. Yeah? Within the road, you can go by bicycle, by walking, by car, and then go by train, and then you can go by flight, or you can go by helicopter. There are so many ways you can go. But is it the same experience? It's not the same experience. The destination is not important, it is the journey which is important, right? Whatever the level of consciousness you are in, you embrace it totally because the journey is important. You will get enlightened for sure. If not this lifetime, after 100 lifetimes, after 10 lifetimes, or next lifetime, it doesn't matter. You will get enlightened. So the goal is not important. It is the journey which is important. Are you enjoying this journey? That is the question you should ask every single time. Are you enjoying this journey? If you're not enjoying the journey, it is not worth it. If you're not enjoying your life, it is not worth it. After you vacate the body, when you go back to the higher world, sometimes people ask, "Sir, you are just saying as if you are leaving one place and going to another place. You know, you're just going for a short holiday." Yeah, when you see from the cosmic point of view, you're all eternal travelers, right? Imagine Earth. Earth is a small, tiny cosmic village. Earth is part of solar system. How many planets are there? Many, many planets. And the solar system is part of Milky Way galaxy. Within the Milky Way galaxy, see, sun is one star, one small star. So within the Milky Way galaxy, how many stars are there? Millions. And like Milky Way galaxy, how many galaxies are there? Millions. So if you see from the cosmic point of view, Earth is a small, tiny cosmic village. And within this small, tiny cosmic village, our life journey, just a speck, micro speck, correct? And we are all eternal travelers. We take one lifetime in this dimension, we take one more lifetime in the other dimension, and simultaneously we take multiple dimensions. See, for example, in the cosmic world, your soul is 100%. Not 100% will take this body. If 100% comes, you are a perfect human. If you are a perfect human, is there anything to learn? If you are perfect, is there anything to learn? There is nothing to learn, then why you need this lifetime? So only 10%, 15%, 20% comes and takes this incarnation. Another 15% goes to another dimension. Another 10% goes to another dimension, faraway dimension. So like this, the soul is a multi-dimensional personality. It's not unidimensional, it is multi-dimensional. Only a meditator will understand that you are a multi-dimensional personality. See, if you see the old movies, like some movies which are related to yogis, rishis, and devas and devatas, suddenly they appear here, they disappear somewhere else, right? Correct? Narada goes from one loka to another loka. He is an intergalactic traveler. Narada is a classic example of intergalactic traveler. There is Indraloka, there is Satyaloka, there is Nagaloka. There are many, many lokas. Correct? And we are all multidimensional beings. We are not only travelers, we are multidimensional beings. What does mean is we simultaneously exist in multiple dimensions. Now, if you think yourself as very limited, then life is a question mark. If you consider only one lifetime, there is always confusion. You will say, why there is so much of atrocities? Why this person has to go through so much suffering? Why the society is like this? Why the woman has to suffer? Why there is so much of domination? If you take one lifetime, there is only confusion and question mark. But if you take lifetimes, then there is perfect accounting. Okay, so he is suffering in this lifetime, he is going through these challenges in this lifetime because he has to learn some lessons which he has committed in the past life. So if you consider lifetimes, then there is perfect clarity. Now, within one earthly incarnation and reincarnation, you have so much of clarity. And imagine you are a multidimensional being, how much clarity you have. So, the first stage of enlightenment is called linear enlightenment. The second stage of enlightenment is called stellar enlightenment. So, there are two stages of enlightenment. After you complete your journey on the planet Earth, then you get into the stellar enlightenment mode. So, once your studies on the Earth is finished, then your intergalactic enlightenment journey begins. I know some of you are looking at me. We are so much worried about our life, we don't know that we are intergalactic beings. Now, just imagine you have a situation in family that your husband is not understanding you, right? He's a good person, but he doesn't understand you. You have everything in life, but he doesn't understand you. That is your only problem. My husband doesn't understand me. Now, when you understand you are a multidimensional personality, you look at your husband, okay, fine. Don't know which dimension I met you. That's okay. You be yourself. I have better things to do. Your perspective changes. There is no more complaints. See, the most important thing is there is no more complaints. You accept the things as they are. See, the most important is you accept the things as they are because you don't know why certain things are. From the human self, you don't know why this is happening. So, from the human self, from the mind self, you don't know why certain things are happening. But when you elevate yourself to the soul level, you understand many, many things. When you elevate yourself to the cosmic self, you will understand the bigger picture. So, you elevating yourself from the body mind space to the soul space is that journey is called the meditation journey. Okay. Your ability to see life from a soul point of view, your ability to see life from a multidimensional point of view, that is enlightenment. Okay. And you cannot use your mind. This is the problem. Sometimes, sir, I'm trying to see life from the soul point of view. I'm not able to see, sir. How you are doing it, madam? I sat in a quiet space where there is no disturbance. I'm sitting and thinking why this has happened, why I married this man, and I'm not getting any answer. From the mind space, you will never get any answers. You have to empty the mind. The more you empty the mind, the more naturally you will start see from the soul point of view. Okay. So self-realization, God realization, linear enlightenment, stellar enlightenment. Can we revise quickly? What are the important points in the entire journey of this enlightenment in this framework? First point, authenticity. The second point, sincerity. To be sincere, and sincerity leads to seriousness. If you are not serious about something, that means you are not totally sincere. You have to self-reflect, right? Don't waste your time and energy in stupid things, right? The third point, having the scientific temper. And next, we are eternal beings, we are eternal travelers, we are multidimensional beings, we are multidimensional travelers. Okay, always be open minded, and there is always many things, many experiences in many dimensions. So be open minded. What you know is only a mustard seed, what you don't know is a mountain. So always be open minded. So these are the points which you should always consider. Remember, cross check where I am getting stuck. So that is where you have to cross check. Now finally, I am going to ask you one question. Right? You are meditating at home. Your family members don't understand meditation. Some people may not support you. So they are asking a question. You are meditating for so many years. What is the use? What is the use? They ask a simple question. You are going to this workshop, that workshop, going on retreats. What is the use? Is it natural? They ask the question. Is it a natural question? Valid question? I'm asking the same question. What is the use of your spiritual journey? Imagine you are an enlightened person. What would be your personality? So, the end result of your enlightenment journey is character building. If your journey didn't transform into the character building, then there is no use of your meditation. There is no use of your spiritual journey. So, it should translate into character building, right? What is character? You are a simple person. You are a humble person. You are a person of simplicity. And you have these qualities of equality. You see everybody as same, equality and equanimity. In any situation, in whatever the situations of life, you are the same. That is called equanimity. When you earn more money, it's not like you are excited. When you lose money, it's not like you are worried. When somebody praises you, you are not elevated. Somebody insults you, you are not broken. Equanimity. In whatever the life situations, your external doesn't disturb your internal, right? Profit and loss, praise and insult, everything is same for you. Your internal doesn't change. Okay. So equality, simplicity, equality, equanimity, authenticity. So all these are your character. So it translates into your character building. It doesn't matter how many years you are meditating. It doesn't matter what kind of third eye you opened and how many astral travels you went. It doesn't matter how many dimensions you traveled. It doesn't matter how many chakras you have awakened. It doesn't matter. What matters is your character. What is your character? What is your soul character? So, if your spiritual journey didn't transform into character building, your journey is of no use. That is very important. Okay. So, throughout this journey, you should focus on character building. Where I am making a wrong step, where should I rectify myself? It's like a sculptor sculpting a beautiful statue. So, what does he do? From a stone, from a block of stone, he makes into a beautiful statue. What does he do? He chips off the unwanted things, and again he double checks where exactly things has to be chipped off. So you have to make your life a beautiful statue by constantly sculpting yourself, right? So that is where the meditation comes into play, the swadhyaya, the book reading comes into play, the sajjana sangatya comes into play, and seva also comes into play. It is for that reason. If somebody asks you, why are you going into this meditation shibir, why are you going to this workshop, why are you going to this master, why are you going to that master, it is for my character building. I want to be the best version of myself, right? So that is the ultimate. All right.